Girl, what time is it? Oh, bitch! Hey, y'all! You came back to my chat. No, this is Whitney.didit. Did it on a did it on a That's for all my Jamaican dance hall queens and all that stuff. And today we are going to be talking about when is it the best time to end a friendship. And it's also a bit of a story time. I decided to do this topic because of the fact that we are not only heading into the summer months, but we are also in the year of 2020, which means that we have to be more intentional with our 2020 vision, darling. And so that means that we have to evaluate all of our relationships in our life. I know we give second chances to all these different people and all these different men's, but we have to understand when it's time to say, I never want to say goodbye, girl. Don't do my singing. Like, don't do my singing. Okay. So here are 3 ways to know when it is time to say goodbye in a friendship. Now, I recently had to give up one of my friends for one of these very reasons. And reason number 1 on the list, they aren't present for your accomplishments, but they are present when it's time to deal with your shortcomings or your downfalls. But on the same token, which we're going to roll these 2 together, you have the friends who are called fair weather friends. Fair weather friends are friends who are there when you're doing well, but they aren't there when you're not doing well. And then we have something coined the phrase as rainy weather friends. Rainy weather friends are actually friends that are there and present in the time of the downfall. They will help you move the boxes, honey. They will help you break up with your boyfriend. They will be very, very present. But when it's an accomplishment, like you got a new job or you started a business or anything that's positive in your life, they are nowhere to be found. I had a friend who, was a good friend, and I've known her since high school. And when I had a mishap where I ended up in a bad place, she was there. She was there the whole time. But when I got out of that cloud and I was able to move forward with my life and I had got a new job and we were celebrating, this person decided not to come to the celebration. Instead, she went to another friend's kickback gathering. Nothing to celebrate. They were just having like a Thursday night at their house. And I found out on Facebook. So it is important to know that that is a real reason why you can end a friendship, because you don't want people around you who are not going to be supportive of you in your good and bad times, because you'll never feel fully fulfilled with that friendship. You'll always feel like, why isn't this person here? Now, let's head into reason number 2. Reason number 2 a person should end a friendship is when their friend acts different in front of mixed company, honey. So let's get into this. If you ever had a friend who, when they get around other people, they start acting weird towards you, kind of standoffish, they don't key with you like that, don't get me wrong. We are not talking about in those moments where they have to be the hostesses with the mostesses and they got to be moving around the room and, hey, how you doing? The kickball change. They ain't got to be all that. We talking about when y'all just chilling and it's more people there than just you and that person. And you guys, have a language or you guys talk or whatever, and they begin to speak like they don't know what you're talking about. Prime example. One time I had a friend, we had got in front of some guys. It was, a 2-on-2, honey. We were doing I was supposed to be fielding he wasn't an ugly friend, though. He was actually pretty cute, though. Nah, she was with the ugly friend. That's why, rule number 1, ladies, do not commit to one until you meet all the homeboys. Can I get an amen? Anyway, in front of these 2 guys, and, I'm like, girl, and I said something about, I think, hot sauce. And she was like, girl, I don't even eat hot sauce. You know what? And I was like, you don't eat hot sauce? Since when? I said, you got 4 bottles in your cupboard. And they started laughing, and she felt embarrassed. Because I didn't know what angle girlfriend was coming from. So that is one example. But another example of this is when you are in mixed company. If a friend of your friend comes up to you and they say, oh yeah, I heard about you. That means that your friend has been talking about you to other people. And for me, I personally have a hard time being friends with friends who talk about me with other people. I just can't. If your friend come up to me and say, oh yeah, girl, I heard about you, just consider our friendship contract terminated. Okay, come on, Cynthia, baby, yes! And then if they start to speak differently in front of mixed company, not necessarily like a boyfriend or anything like that, if they start to speak differently in front of mixed company, it could be an indicator that they have been talking about you and they don't want the other party to know just how close your relationship is. So you want to pay attention to that because you don't want to be in a situation where you are entering a room before you ever actually enter the room, because you have a story. I have a story, and I am the one that needs to be telling it. Nobody else should be telling a story about me outside of me when I'm not there. Don't get me wrong. It's going to happen in life. Of course. When I walk into certain companies, especially coming from the hospital world, when I came from the hospital world, people knew me. They knew me before I got there. They knew that I had worked at Detroit Receiving Hospital. Some people knew that I had worked at Cleveland Clinic. And Cancer Treatment Centers of America. So when I walked into the room, they like, oh yeah, I heard about you. You worked at this place, or you worked at that place. And that's fine, because I know that sometimes my name enters rooms that I don't have the authority to enter until I'm a better person or until I'm a different person. But that's not the same as this. This is somebody else putting a narrative on you that doesn't necessarily belong to you. So you want to be mindful of your friendships and how they present you when you're not around. Our number 3 reason to end a friendship. And this one is a reason that's not necessarily bad. It's just a reason to evaluate. Your interests don't match anymore. If your interests don't match anymore, it is so hard to maintain a friendship. If you got a ratchet friend, full-time job, don't go out, don't do much, or, not necessarily something that interests you no more, then you should be evaluating your friendship. The reason why is because you have to remember, you're never in a friendship alone. You're in a friendship with somebody else. And the fact that you might have changed and become a different person might be something that they resent. And you don't want your friends resenting you for changing. You are not a tree. You are not a statue. You are going to change and be an ever-changing person. And even with your change and your friends changing, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing that you guys are changing. It's just sometimes the changes that you all make might not match up, and that's okay. But what you don't want is to introduce chaos into your life because of the fact that your interests don't match your friend's interests. It's fine to say, you know what, I think, we just grew apart, or we're growing apart, and that's okay. Because what you want is to have friendships that are growing with you. I think I heard a saying that says, if I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room. And I brought that here because sometimes we'll take ourselves to a level that's not a level that's going to make us level up. We take ourselves to a level of comfort. And that's the same thing with our friendships. We get comfortable and complacent in friendships because you are supposed to have a friend where you're kicking off your shoes and relaxing your feet. Okay? Party on down to the escape. Just kick it. But friendships are supposed to serve more of a purpose. And that means that your friendships should be challenging you. Your friendships should be making you want to be a better person. Friendships should make you think outside of the box. But they should also be comfortable too. I shouldn't have to worry about my friends doing me wrong, and I shouldn't have to worry about my friends treating me badly. So with these 3 things, you can evaluate your friendships. I'm not saying run up out your friendship that fast, honey. I'm just saying watch for the red flags, child. You want to watch for your friends' red flags because you don't want to be in a friendship where it's damaging your peace, because your peace is the most important thing that you have in life. Okay? Okay. Read. So, thank you so much for being with me and all of your beautiful faces. I love to see every couple of days, child. So, you hit the subscribe button and make sure you like this video because, I mean, it's just important. I mean, damn, like this video and leave your comment. Let me know some other ways to know whether or not it's time to end a friendship, because it is very important that we work as a community together to make sure that we are protecting peace. Namaste. All right, and don't forget, if I did it on them, you could did it on them too, boo. Peace.